Welcome back to our C programming lecture series, and today we are going to start our second tutorial of our C programming lecture series. And I have started my code blocks and I will create a new project here. So I will click a new project, then I will select console application, go, then next C. Because I am here, I am writing the C programming code, then I will select, so I will select only C. There's a choice. I can select also C++. If I have to write C++ code, then I have to select C++, but it is my C programming code. Next, then I will write the project title. Whatever will be the project folder's title, I will mention it here. I will write here my C program. You can write anything else. I have written my C program. You can give any name to your project folder. This is actually the folder which contains your project, and it has to be saved on desktop. You can save it anywhere else because it is the location where your this folder will be saved. I can change the location. I can select here. I can select a D drive. I can save it on D drive. I can select any other. I can save it on downloads. I can save it in documents. I can save it in pictures. Save any folder I will select here. But I want to save it on desktop. So it was default location where my C program folder will be saved. C program where my folder containing my C program files will be saved. So, but I want to save it on desktop. You can save it on anywhere else. You can save it on local disk D. If you are having E drive on your system, you can save it on E drive also. You can save it anywhere else, but I will save it on desktop. Select folder. So my C program is the folder name. So my folder will be created whose name will be my C program, and that will be stored on desktop because this is the path where my C program folder will be saved. Next, finish. I can check it here. I can minimize the window. Then you can see my C program. This is actually the folder. This is the folder where my program is saved. These are C programming files that I have to access now. So if I will go to my code blocks, this is my code block software. So I will choose sources from here, main.c. This is the main.c. This is the file where I have to write the main, where I have to write the code of my program, and this is contained in this C program for my C program folder. This is main.c. So I will access it here from here, and I will write some code in this. This is my main.c file. As you know, or if you don't know, you should know that every program, whether it may be C, C++, any language, so every program, every code in any language is made up of functions. Okay, you are not aware about functions in. We will discuss functions in detail in coming tutorials, but you should know this is a function. This main is a function. So this is the function. This is the default function. Whenever our compiler starts, when any compiler starts any program, automatically our compiler starts to find this main function. So this main function will be accessed first. So we have to start our program from this main function. We have to write our code in this main function first. We can create many functions. Some functions are library functions. Library functions means that is stored already in our compiler, and some functions are user defined functions. User defined functions are those functions which I will create by my own, which you will also create by your own. But this main is a library function. Every C program, every C++ program, every programming language, when every programming code is, any language code is executing, program automatically starts finding this main function. Okay, it comes in this main function, and from here whatever is the code written in the main function, that is being accessed. And if I mean to say, if a programmer defines his own function like this main, we can define user defined functions, we can create new functions that will be accessed, that will be called in this main function. So we have to anyway access this main function. So whatever will be written here will be executed first. I will try to write hello world in this main function. First of all, I will tell about these include files. These are header files. These are header files that are written in our in anywhere else, because these are written in library of this compiler. So these are already written. These are not the user defined files. These are already created, and we have just included them here. Okay, what does this include stdio does, and what does this include stdlib.h does? This stdio.h is required because actually we are including some stdio.h. This is the file stored in somewhere else that contains some functions related to input and output. I means input and O means output in this stdio. These are the functions. This this is the file which contains a code that contains functions related to input and output. What does input mean? Input means reading. Whenever user types something, that is to be read by our computer reads that. So we use input function like we are scanning or reading something. Output, what does output mean? We are printing something, we are displaying something. So that comes in our output function. What we are displaying, whenever we will print anything, that will be displayed, that will be our output. But these are, what does this include stdlib.h mean? This means we will use our library functions here, just like main. This also a library function because this is stored already in our compiler, and we will use some library functions like printf, scanf. These are some library functions, these are library code. So to access that library code, we have to include the library function in header part of our program. So when that file gets included here, then and only then we can access the functions contained in this or contained in this file. So these have to be included here. These things will be discussed in future. In coming tutorials, we will discuss all this. But in this, we will only try to write a single line hello world in our program. I have to write printf. To print something, I have to write printf. Then terminator. This is a terminator. After every code, I have to write terminator. But this terminator does not apply here. This applies only after printf, after scanf, after any expression. Okay, this all will be discussed with some coming tutorials. So I have written here printf. So I want to give a message. I want to give message hello world. So I have to write that message because that is a string. I have to write in double quotes. So I will write here hello world. So this is a message that I want to type. If I will not write this double quotes here, it will give me an error because this is a string. Hello world is a string. This is a sentence that I have to display. This will give me an error. So I don't want to show an error. I want to write in this in double quotes so that no error will occur. So now I have to see the output of this program. For that, I have to debug it first. So here is a debug option. This is a debug. After debugging, I have to run this. Okay, I will debug it first, then I will run it. So this is now our output, hello world. Hello world is our output. I have debugged it. Now I run this program on my screen. So you can this is not necessary you will debug and then will run. There is combination of both build and run. I can use this also. This is our output hello world. So this was our first C program in which we have displayed only our message hello world. Now rest we will discuss in coming tutorials. So you are requested to keep watching our tutorials and subscribe our channel Indus Technologies so that you will get notification regarding new lectures and new advanced projects that we will cover in our YouTube channel. Thanks.